Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and if you're back, Sagittarius, a warm welcome. Happy holidays to you all, regardless of what you celebrate or if you celebrate. I'm just sending you an extra warm embrace this season. I love the holidays. I don't frankly care what we call them. We all just have different names for a similar idea. Goodwill toward humankind. Very big Sagittarius energy, I would actually say. Well, happy birthday. It's your season. It's your solar return. It's a very powerful time for you. This is your personal new year. Okay, so the new year before the new year, this is a beautiful time for you to be setting intentions. Astrologically speaking, your solar return, it's called that because the sun conjuncts or is right on top of where the sun was the moment that you were born. So you are kind of activated, and it's an ideal time to set those intentions of, this is who I want to be, this is who I am, and this is where I'm going to be, let's say, you know, my birthday 2020. And then, of course, plan and execute. That's important. The execute part is important. But before we talk about how Spirit wants you to execute on December, I want to talk about the channeled message that came through when I sat down and tuned into your energy. I go through a little ritual before I ever get on camera. And your channeled message was very simple. Don't try to be the fastest. This isn't about going the fastest. This is about going the furthest, right? So we could boil that down to it's a marathon, not a sprint, but this is more of a, this is worth your time. So take it. Okay? We're going to see how that plays into your cards and what more Spirit wants to tell us about that, but they're giving me that that's the overarching energy for Sagittarians, regardless of where that applies in your life. Don't try to go as fast as you can. Do it as mindfully as well as you can. Sometimes that's fast, but sometimes you might add a little bit of extra care if you were to not be putting fast as the priority. Okay? Just something to consider. Let's dive in. Ooh, I'm giving you hints to your cards. Hey, there's my Sagittarian. Fool with a capital F. Taking a leap of faith. Oh, hell yes. Oh, you're done with that. Good. Ugh, good. Ooh, yes. Sorry. Sorry. I promise to make sense of all of these sound effects, Sagittarius. Oh my God. Yes. Even better. It's like, not only is it not about going the fastest, it's also about, again, very applicable to my Sagittarian friends, having fun. And I gotta say, sometimes an interesting thing about doing readings for all 12 signs is that there are times that there are sort of themes that run across the readings and cards that pop up in like half or more of the readings. And there's been a lot of Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. There's been a lot of like, hey, so collectively it may be time for all of us to collaborate a little bit more, to bring in our friends that have interesting voices and ideas and talents and gifts and see what we can synthesize together. And that's the word that Spirit is using for you specifically, Sagittarius. Synthesizing. Makes perfect sense. We're going to talk about this further in a little bit, but makes perfect sense considering the Magician is what sits ultimately in your future on the other side of a little bit of healing, a little bit of peace and quiet, a little bit of space to find your inner vision. Very important. You're healing from something, Sagittarius. The really good news is I feel that the hard part is in your past. This isn't anything that you need to worry about looking forward to. You might have Scorpio placements. I'm seeing a little bit of crossover there. And your advice would be similar to what was said for Scorpios, which is it's time to lean in to what you desire, which you're great at doing, Sagittarius. You're great at taking on the new adventure, even when it's a little vulnerable, even when it's a little scary, which two of your central cards describe that very thing. The Fool and the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man hangs by his foot, not by his neck. He is very much alive, very much okay. He's just having a bit of a like record screech type moment where he is forced almost into a new perspective. But forced is the wrong word. It may have happened to a few of you. 10 of Swords. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because the word that Spirit is using is some of you are experiencing a sense of defeat, a sense that like something has kind of irrevocably come to an end in your life. And that makes the beautiful part is that your future holds healing, and then you as the magician. So you have great things to look forward to, but let's talk about this for a second. In the sort of hidden or internal energy, we have the Four of Pentacles. Tightness, scarcity, a little bit of fear-based mentality. I was going to say a little bit of fear-based movement, but then Spirit was like, haha, we mean lack of movement, right? Because where can this guy go with his mind on his money and his money literally on his mind? He's got a foot on each coin. He's got his arms both wrapped around one. He can't really do much with it. This is not the time to hoard your skills, and this is not the time to hoard your money. And you may have felt boxed in by a situation that, I mean, some of you might be like, yeah, like good riddance, goodbye. I'm not only am I done, but like I'm glad it's over. Some of you feel that way. And it's like, thank you. I was waiting for a fresh start. Can't wait to jump into 2020 and forget this shit ever happened. Like it's funny, but that's what they're saying. Like I lost a job, or it turned out this person wasn't who I thought they were. And ultimately they didn't support me or care for me or expand me. And I have to reorient myself a little bit. Hanged Man, the Fool. There's an element of sacrifice in the Hanged Man, but I'm going to explain it to you in this sense. In Norse mythology, Odin was, the all god, right? The all father. So the big man. And the big man only has one eye. Why? He chose to put out his second eye as a sacrifice for true sight with a capital S. Sounds like something, again, that you might do, Sagittarius, metaphorically speaking. I'm going to give up this amount of time or leisure or whatever to go study this, to learn this, to go through this process is really what I'm hearing. So, and this is interesting, this is very specific, but like, hey, I ask for the messages to come through as they need to, as it is best for them. Some of you have or are going on vision quests and using plant medicine to discover things about yourself, to achieve that sight with a capital S. Some of you have had quite an epiphany, and you have like kind of rearranged your whole life. You're doing things very differently. Like this is even, I'm getting that some of you are like whole new lifestyle. Like I am, like even things like I'm joining AA. Like I'm in the program now. I'm sober. I'm going to build myself something new. This is a beautiful card, and this energy is what is dominating you right now. You have something incredible, I'm going to say again, to synthesize out of, in alchemy, magically speaking, right, it is said that it was, the goal was to transform lead into gold. And I'm going to translate that into sort of modern practical magic, which is all energy is productive energy. Meaning, I'm not at my necessarily most powerful when I'm at my like happiest and like everything's going awesome in my life. There is a lot of fucking power in fucking depression or anxiety or fear, etc. There is gold to be transformed from the lead of all of these things. Our struggles, our friction equals traction. So we shouldn't be mad at friction. We shouldn't be mad at struggle. We shouldn't necessarily stay mad. at people who fuck us over or don't support us in the way that we wanted to because they were showing something to us about ourselves, if we can take it that way. If we can take the struggle and make it into something worthwhile. Make it into something that quote unquote pays off. I'm going to use some pentacles, money puns here, right? You can build something from that. For some of you, that's as like interesting and Spirit's giving me the word peacock, which is interesting. Maybe some of you feel like you're peacocking right now. Some of you, that could be something like, well, at least this is another story for the book. You know what I mean? For some of you, it's like, well, I made it out with my belongings and with my life, and I have a whole new commitment to the way that I'm going to do life from now on. It has nothing to do with that pattern ever again. Spirit comes through with that strongly. Some of you are, that's part of when they say that some of you have made a sacrifice. Some of you, it's like, I've left this thing or that thing behind. Some of you, it's that person or that lifestyle. I think you're going to be happy with the choices that you make. Those of you that choose to leave. Listen, there's no judgment ever. Not from me, not from Spirit. But I would ask you to look at, Sagittarius, what in your life makes you feel dead tired and defeated, and think about shifting something around that. It doesn't necessarily mean, well, I'm not going to say that. What I was going to say was, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to walk away. Sometimes the Ten of Swords is a pretty binary card. There's not a lot of binary stuff in the tarot, but the Ten of Swords is pretty much like, let's pull the plug. Like, this been on life support, and even on life support it wasn't thriving. So let's just pull the plug on this. Let's heal from this. And let's synthesize what we're meant to get out of it. Hell yeah. Magician. This is, Temperance is technically your card in the tarot, but this is a card that makes me think of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius for like me as a reader. You have all of the elements that you need. Anything that you've left behind, you haven't left behind to your duress or to your detriment. Even if it might feel that way, even if you might be, like I said, in a little bit of a vulnerable position of like, this is not my normal routine, I'm stepping the hell out, like this is a risk, this is kind of crazy, but something tells me this is right. Some epiphany, some sense. Some of you are religious or extremely spiritual, where you kind of do like, hear things or receive in whatever way, whatever clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, whichever one, or multiple. You are receiving a message, and you've been receiving a message. And again, I want to transmit to those of you who have not maybe ended a situation that you feel like, yes, I know what that is. Yes, I know what it is that's been sucking the life out of me, is how Spirit just put it. Again, they're not judging, and neither am I. But yes, I know what it is that's been sucking the life out of me that I haven't been ready to end, and I'm still not ready to end it, or like I don't know if I am, etc. The last thing I want you to do, or Spirit wants you to do, is judge yourself for that. Becoming aware of something is the first step to changing it in whatever way. Okay? And your free will is everything. So if you want to hold on to something and someone or whatever, and they want to be held on to, then you can. But I'm just going to repeat, my ethics demand that I repeat, Sagittarius, that if it feels defeating and tiresome and like it's got a grip on you and you're afraid to let it go just because the future is going to be different, the future is going to be different regardless. But there's a better path. And that path, I also kind of want to encourage any of you that have people in your life that are discouraging you from like socializing or associating with other people. Again, I know that that's very specific, Sagittarius, but even if there's one listener who has like a new partner that is like, I don't like that you're friends with that person, I need you to cut them out, or I'm going to feel insecure, or whatever, that's a red fucking flag. If you don't already feel like this with that person, like that's the eventuality. So I'm just going to say that when your red flags, when your intuition speaks to you, when you gain a perspective, when you have an epiphany, and again, specifically I'm feeling like somebody wants to isolate somebody, you're not meant for that. You're not that type of sign. So being hemmed in, you've had enough of that, more than enough of that for like a lifetime. You're always trying to find expanse and room to grow and liberation and freedom. And you know very well, Sagittarius, that there have been plenty of times where you can have plenty of freedom and still be around other people and be attached to other people. But for any of you that you do have someone who's clinging, I would put a stop to that right now. And if you can't put a boundary there without this person ending the relationship or threatening to end the relationship or whatever, then that should tell you plenty more. And again, apologize to the rest of you for whom that does not apply at all, but for those that it does, feels really, really important for Spirit to transmit that. You have friends and cohorts to depend on and to recruit this month. That's what I also want to say, Sagittarius. So if you do feel a little beat up, a little tired, a little defeated, you have friends of yours that would greatly love to assist you in multiple ways. The Three of Cups is like, hey, holiday party, like let's get together, let's have a couple drinks, or let's just hang out and chat, let's have fun. Let's put our, and Three of Pentacles is let's put our heads together. Let's think about how we could do this. Some of you are forming a band. Some of you have a podcast or like already have a band. This is like a group effort. That's what I'm kind of feeling, like a lot of teamwork energy. Even if it's just, I wrote the manuscript and I'm giving it to my friend to edit or to just give me their opinion or whatever. What is your magic, magician? What are you synthesizing? If you get a little input from other people, you know, it's like maybe you bring the wand, you know, fire sign and the sword because you've just done your healing. And then you get some people to bring a cup and a pentacle, and suddenly you, the magician, have every element on the table in front of you. So now Spirit is playing the Beatles song, the like Get By With Little Help from My Friends. I'm not going to sing it to you because I have more respect for you than that, Sagittarius. With a little help from your friends, a lot of things are possible, and it can be a fuck ton of fucking fun. Some of you are making like short films and things like that. This looks like, listen, even if it's not going to make you money and it's your craft, you need to do it because it gives you energy, because it opens new avenues in your life, because even if it seems like a dream now, some dreams become reality. But not the ones that we just keep locked in our heads, but those that we take to the task, take to the table, and bang out a few. Okay? Take your dreams to the table. Bring in a friend to look at the blueprint and tell you what they think. Have a little fun. Get together with people. Socialize. Share. Share the weight of your journey, right? A burden shared is a burden lifted. And a joy shared is a joy multiplied. That's what Spirit is saying. Get together. You're loved, Sagittarius. So what's going on? Let me know. Stories, comments, questions. I always appreciate hearing feedback from you all. Like, obviously on the basic level of thank you. Did you like this? Did you not like this? Did it resonate? Did it not resonate? But also, when you give me any kind of like, oh, well, here's how this is playing out for me, that really helps me improve my craft, which is, I'm a huge nerd, and that's my whole thing. So thank you for those of you that put in that time and effort. I really appreciate it. And please like and share this around if you like it. I would really appreciate it. I'm a small channel, and every little bump and drop in the bucket helps. Love you, Sagittarius. Thank you for being here. I'm wishing you, a happy birthday, and also much love, many blessings, and a happy holiday. And if I don't see you in a video before then I will see you in 2020. Bye, Sagittarius.